Welcome everyone to Warhammer Wednesdays, where myself and Cornish do some Warhammer painting. I'm not doing Warhammer painting this week. I am doing a D&D model for my new campaign. What are you going to be painting, Cornish?
I have a captain in Gravis armor that I put together
as
a break from finishing the other captain in Gravis armor. So it's like you say IBS rather than OBS. IBS is something you can easily lose hours to. Very true. Also, hi, Ginger Medic. How you doing?
Oh, that makes something.
Shared chat.
Shared chat. We keep forgetting every week. I'll sort it now.
This is
We are in no way
any
scuffed.
potential sponsors out here. This is the usual level of scuffed that we operate at. You're good to hear.
We operate at a high level of scuff.
Yes.
Right.
So scuffed that it in fact works.
I have sent you an invite to the thing, and then I will press the button and awaken the shared chat. Shared chat is sharing. There we go.
There we go.
So now I can.
Should we call it shared chat in multi-stream? So we can see YouTube.
I know,
YouTube chat.
But it's fine. I will alert you if anyone comes in on YouTube. So
scuffed. No, scuffed. Like, oh, I scuffed my shoes.
Indeed.
Yes.
So
yes, painting.
Painting.
I'm painting Warhammer. You're painting D&D model.
Yes. I will show you my D&D character. My D&D character is a sorcerer. And there she is.
Wild magic sorcerer, isn't it?
Oh yes, wild magic sorcerer. So she is prone to exploding, unfortunately.
Because wild magic.
Yes, wild magic is fun, and anyone who chooses to be a dragonborn sorcerer is copping out, as far as I'm concerned. So there you go.
Wife of Ginger Medic is also painting a BRL map. Ooh,
nice.
Yes. BRL being my LARP system, which Ginger Medic helps run. Excellent.
Right.
Yes.
So, first things first, I need to find a flesh tone. A mighty flesh tone.
Why does that sound like an Emperor's Children, like Scar band? Instead of the mighty boss tones, it's the mighty flesh tones.
Oh man. I've got Keslev flesh, but pretty much everyone is Keslev flesh.
Choosing to be a Dragonborn wizard is edgelord territory. Well, a Dragonborn sorcerer because it feels like a gimmick.
I mean, Dragonborn sorcerer is basically just like, I want the power of a sorcerer and none of the fun.
Yeah.
You just like, come on, man. If you roll badly, you gotta explode.
Yeah. So the D&D characters that I played, this is just over the last few years. Well, since like 2018, I think. Yeah. I stopped in beginning of 2023, I think. Or 2, either way.
Aye.
It's good to have such an extended break from a hobby that I did at least once a week since I was 12.
Yeah.
So it's good to sort of put it down for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I played a dwarven fighter who's sort of my intro, because I tend to always get invited into campaigns when they're already underway.
Yeah.
So I play the dwarven fighter because who doesn't need an extra, high AC warrior to sit at the front and go, no, you're not hitting the wizard, you're hitting me instead.
Right. That's Keslev flesh. That is your generic white guy skin color. I'm picking to go in this because I'm a high elf, and high elves are a bit bronze in my eyes. In Morrowind they are anyway.
I would do the first color, the second color.
Yeah.
And then, if you can manage it, a very light dry brush of the other one. To try and highlight. That would be my methodology.
Yeah. I don't really have any other options. This is Tau Light Ochre, which is the colour I should use on my Tau, but I don't. But by the way, Have you seen the slightly better lighting that I have at the moment? I've got a little sort of diffuser thing over my light, so it's diffusing light slightly. So it's bright, but it's not blindingly bright. You know what I mean? It's good. You can see things. It's good.
Okay, how about this? Imagine the miniature you're painting is the only surviving visual record of its faction discovered 10,000 years in the future. What deliberate choices would you make, covering weather or heraldry damage, to ensure a future historian misunderstands your faction in the most interesting or ironic way? That's a hell of a sentence. And a hell of a question. I feel this applies to you more than it does me, because I'm painting Space Marine.
Things are on fire.
Yeah. It's a very different Kings of Leon son, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, it's either that or you've been figuring a girl from Glasgow.
What Space Marines are we painting? I am painting he's sub-assembled because this is how I do things. I haven't sorted out the focus. Also, hey Soapy, how you doing?
He's subbing. He's a sub-assemble.
I sub-assemble. That one.
Okay, I actually have many greens now, which is kind of nice.
Yes.
Well, I say many.
I misunderstood.
I say many.
Soul Drinker.
Right, so
I've put pictures in the 48th Discord. Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
How you doing, Soapy?
So,
Right.
This is my plan. I'm thinking I'm going to do Elysian green as a base coat on the grass, then Baltan green as a sort of wash, and then I'm going to highlight with War Boss.
Okay.
Or would you go the other way? Would you go for the greener green and then highlight in the slightly paler green?
Highlights normally go up in color gradient, so I do the darker green, then the green wash, and then highlight with the paler one.
Here's the problem. There's not really a lighter or a darker. It's a case of one's slightly more green and one's slightly more yellow. They're both sort of the same darkness. You know what I mean?
The yellower one should be the highlight.
That's the way I was leaning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll go with
I'm alright.
the War Boss first.
Sophie.
Okay.
and I'll show this off the stream. I managed to get myself a Captain Titus model for 13 quid.
Nice.
There you go. I told you the sprue was blue.
Yeah, it's blue as fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. There is a Warhammer character encyclopedia on Amazon, and it's like 13 quid, and you get a book which is,
Nice.
This is the old one. This is the discontinued one. I'll see if I can grab it. Doesn't need much paint. Well, I'm gonna take off all of the ultramarine-ness of him and make him into a lieutenant for my lads.
So there shall be no Greek lettering involved at all.
Yeah. Well, he has a helmet option, which is great. So we've got bold head and helmet head. Lads. Yeah. All the soul drinkers are my lads. Absolutely.
Yeah, for the lads.
Which is save image. Don't be a WebP image. Thank you. You're a JPEG. Fantastic.
So I still need to decide on the colours for this girl, and I'm half thinking of going like green, and half thinking about going purple for the general thing.
Yeah, they can work.
I'm thinking purple just because of the chaos magic.
Well, like that.
Kinda, yeah. But like even more purple. I'm aware that your lighting does sort of affect the.
Yeah, I know it tends to make them look blue, doesn't it? But
Yeah.
I need to get a diffuser or a light that doesn't shine directly on gubbins.
Well,
But yes,
I kind of need a light now that does shine directly on me thing. I'm just going
Did
to
you have a look at the one that I
turn the
sent you
big.
from IKEA?
I did. Give me a second. I'm just going to turn the big light on.
Yeah. So this blue sprue is what will make the picture. There's actually only 3 bits of ultramarine stuff.
Ah, there we go. I'm
Symbols.
back.
Like there's one on the Aquila on the chest plate. That's going to be the most difficult. There's one on the left leg, I believe. Is that left leg?
One of the legs.
Either way, the leg that's standing on the rock, and then there's one on the backpack. Those 2 will be quite easy to get rid of. It's just the one that's sort of embedded into the Aquila that'll be the main issue. But yeah, and he also comes with a helmet, which is fantastic because I am full helmet supremacy. Also, thank you, Nobel, for spamming the chat.
Anyway, yes. So fun times. Yeah, I did see the light that you sent, and then I went with something that cost me less than a tenner as a solution.
Fair enough.
So I will consider. I did see a fully standing, fully diffused light rig that's like for like professional photographers that did interest me, and it was like, it was about 70 quid or something, which is a bit rich for my blood right now, but you know, down the line maybe.
Going to play a loft, perhaps see you later. Maybe, depending on what time we finish stream. Right, what purple have I that one? I need the other 2. Where are they?
Okay. Right, so there's the grass done. I don't think I'm going to be doing any more there. I think I'm going to make her hair blue.
Blue's a good shout.
It's got to be yellow, hasn't it? Really, because it's an elf. It's a high elf. Really, you got bronze skin and yet like pits yellow hair. I'm unsure.
Still have to finish my stone guard. Yeah. You'll get there. Like, my motivation to paint really comes and goes. Sometimes the only painting I do in a week is on these streams.
Always the only painting I get done on these is on these streams. This is the only time I paint it every week.
To be fair, though, you do stream a lot more than I do.
I mean, I guess, but like, I don't know.
Get out the box. There we go. What's the
Seriously unsure about this colour, you know.
Which one?
The Tower Light Ochre.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's one that, like, every model has an ugly stage.
Yeah, true.
Like, it's finding the motivation to get past that
Also,
ugly stage.
I'm definitely not painting on camera. I thought I would scooch in and, like, you know, have a sort of more downward facing camera, but it just isn't happening, so I'm just gonna sit where I'm comfy and point the camera at me.
But yes.
I might see if I can get the...
Very well used brush.
Oh, no, I can't. Shit. Never mind. I've got a secondary light that I'm not currently using, and it's like tucked behind my monitor. I was going to get it as just a light coming from a different source.
Yeah.
But it's like attached to shit, so I'm going to have to spend some actual time removing it from that. But anyway, we had a brief sort of chat before we started streaming. There's been some news this week, hasn't there?
years.
Yes, G-Dub News. Games Workshop has decided that they are banning the use of AI in any Warhammer-related projects.
I wonder how that's going to do with like outside projects.
Yeah,
like people operating under the license.
Well, apparently it's a condition in the license for any new licenses. So anyone who wants to make a game related to the Warhammer 40k or Warhammer licenses are no longer allowed to use AI at all in any part of the project. And I honestly applaud it. And it makes me deeply happy that they've done this. And I am more likely to spend more money on Warhammer, and I feel like that's probably why they did it.
Well, the thing is like the only people who are profiting from AI really are the people who make AI or train it.
Well, yeah, because
that's kind of about it.
Well, I don't know. I think that's actually not true. I don't think anyone's profiting from AI at the moment. No one is making any money apart from the people who are getting rubes to invest. None of the AI companies are making a profit. They are making horrific losses whilst they set up all of the infrastructure, which will be out of date by the time they even start thinking about monetizing it.
Yeah, which will be out of date by the time it's built.
Exactly.
Knowing how slow shit gets built around here.
So it's it's never gonna make money. No one makes money off that shit. The people who were gonna make money on AI have already made it. They've suckered people in to invest, and they are currently sailing around the Mediterranean in yachts.
Or paying people to keep them out of the Epstein files.
Maybe, yeah. While sailing around on yachts.
But yeah, it's an interesting time to be alive. He's said in that old tired line that he's been saying for the past 25 years.
Yeah. It is certainly a time where weeks become years.
I do kind of think that G-Dub's motivation, like the one that they sort of want to acknowledge more, is that it's very in keeping with Warhammer 40k lore, because there is no abominable intelligence in the 40k universe. They if they seek it out, it's to destroy it.
Yeah.
So I think it's more sort of leaning almost like into the bit, effectively.
Yeah.
But the thing is as well is like you can't get an AI to sculpt something.
Is this true?
So the model that I'm painting now, somebody has sat here, and because a lot of the old stuff they used to make, I think we're sort of talking like just as they were moving into plastic.
Yeah.
They would get people, or they'd have their design team, and they would sit there and they would sculpt things out of either they'll get a solid block of little solid blocks of plastic. I think I could be 100% wrong on this, but they have actual people who sit there and go, "Oh, we need a new, for example, Space Marine unit.
Yeah.
So we're going to sit here and sculpt it out of materials to see if it's viable and to see how it looks. And then they'll go back and sculpt it again, but try and do it in a way that reduces the parts or makes it more aesthetically pleasing and stuff like that. And you can't get AI to do that.
No.
At least not in a way that would make sense. And every now and then it will spew out a design that is so drastically different.
Yeah.
From what it's previously generated, because it's just feeding on itself.
It's AI slop.
So you can't. Yeah, so you can't get that. You can't replace. Like, it can copy it, but it won't have the experience.
Aye. It doesn't understand why something is done in a certain way.
Yeah. Arguably, it can only if you tell it to, but that
it can replicate, but it cannot understand.
Yeah, I can't understand why that thing has to be that way. At the moment, at least. I'm sure that will change in the future.
I'm really not sure that a computer will ever be able to, legitimately think. I don't think that any amount of processing power will allow it to do that. Because at the end of the day, computer programs are coded by humans, and you would basically need something of significantly higher intelligence than a human to make a computer think like a human.
Yeah.
So maybe if aliens invade at any point, maybe. We'll see. You never know.
I do think the only way that we're going to get, like, any form of meaningful space exploration is going to be because of an alien invasion.
I mean,
I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. Certainly in our lifetime, anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, we basically need faster than light travel for anything to be possible, and we haven't even started scratching the surface.
Yeah. There have been proposals put forward by like design teams at NASA for something, not FTL, but certainly like theoretical designs for fast spacecraft in exploring the solar system, specifically fast manned spacecraft.
Yeah.
Not the satellites and robots we were sending to Mars, for example, but like actually sending people to like the what are they called? Moons of Jupiter, things like that.
But in terms of extra solar exploration, we are generations away from even thinking about that.
I reckon, given what little I know about astrophysics and all the other necessary, all the other necessary sort of knowledge required in order to do like deep space exploration, I reckon we're probably about 3 centuries behind. I reckon with the next 100 years, if somebody actually gets their shit together, and no, I don't mean Musk.
Yeah, I mean, the guy can't even put together a decent electric car, let alone think about faster than light travel.
Yeah. I mean, I say that, but you've also got like Bezos and Jeff Bezos and Richard.
Well, Bezos
Branson.
with his penis rocket, you think he's going to do it as well?
Well, the rocket that landed on the moon was a penis rocket, so you never know.
Well, yeah, but it was more complicated than just a penis rocket. Whereas Bezos's penis rocket literally is just a fucking flying dildo.
Just a reminder from that scene from the first Austin Powers movie.
Yeah. What is it? It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's a giant Johnson.
Johnson, get over here.
Right, it's going to take me hoodie off. Give me a second. Oh, it's getting a bit warm in here. Ow. There we go.
I'm not gonna lie, like, fantastic piece of writing for the time. Like, I get it was slapstick, but like,
yeah,
the fact they managed to do it that long, with that many different names for your John Thomas.
Yeah, and the fact that they did it like multiple times and it was always funny.
Yeah. So I know they did it in the second one, didn't they? It was
less
Melons,
funny,
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they had a formula. They changed it a bit in the third film.
Gold member.
Yeah, gold member.
I like gold. Right. So. Steel Legion grab. That's a dodgy sound, isn't it? Bit ASMR whilst I shake my paint.
Or is it giving that like wet glucking noises
Yes.
as you shake it?
I've not used this paint in a while. I think the only army I use Steel Legion Drab on is me guards. I don't know why I've got this much Steel Legion Drab. There is no need for it. It's only from a stick. Feels weird having my own tunes on this week. What chapter are you painting? That's Jamie Dog.
I am painting Soul Drinkers.
Soul Drinkers.
Well, the camera will make them look like Ultramarines, but I can assure you they are in fact purple, not blue.
I am not painting a chapter, unfortunately. I am painting a Sorcerer of D&D fame.
A mini.
Yeah, it's a mini. Nice. Don't see those at all, really. Nice. Yeah, Soul Drink isn't one of them that you hear often, is it?
It's not, mainly because it was a 6-novel series that had a prequel novel, which sort of ends in between the 5th and last book.
Mm.
So between the 5th and 6th, which is 6th being the last book.
Yeah.
And then they had like a weird kind of sequel back when the Primaris were was sort of anything anybody could talk about.
Yeah.
And it was, what was really funny is that it's sort of based. I haven't read it. I really should grab it and read it at some point.
Hmm.
Where they sort of still have the identity crisis that the original chapter goes through. Because bear in mind, like the original series was written long before Primaris were a thing.
Yeah.
Like I think the first, second, and third book were released back in 4th edition, and I think they finished the series just as 6th was coming around. But those series of books were what introduced me to Warhammer 40k.
Hmm.
And I gotta say, it's probably the weirdest intro to Warhammer 40k because the whole premise of the books is a renegade chapter of Space Marines trying to survive, but they're still loyal to the Emperor, but not to the Imperium.
Oh.
That makes sense? Like they sort of try and go out of their way to help Imperial citizens.
Yeah.
While sort of trying to hide who they actually are.
Hmm.
And it works sometimes, or at least if it does work, it works for a little bit. So there's always a lot of conflict going on around them. But yeah, it's one of those. They're one of those sort of things in the Warhammer 40k universe where you could play them as Chaos Space Marines.
Hmm.
Or you could play them as Loyalists.
The kind of a bi-faction.
Yeah. Because, like, yes, they were tempted by Chaos, and some of them do actually fall to Chaos throughout the books. But they do fight it a lot more than they do, more than any of them do join it.
They're Chaos curious.
Not even that.
They tried it once in
like,
college.
Yeah, they tread like such a fine line because like the original character, like like some of the characters who make it all the way through the books or partway through the series, depending on what happens to them.
Yeah.
Like some of them do fall. Partly because of the circumstances that they find themselves in. But the rest of the chapter don't. And yes, they were mutated and they were tricked into believing that these mutations were a gift from the Emperor, and then the sort of like fog of obscuration was lifted, and they were like, oh fuck, we've been tricked. We know, oh god, we're so close to fall into chaos. Oh god, oh no, oh god, oh no, oh no, oh god. And just beat the shit out of the demon prince that tried to turn them to Tzeentch's employ.
Didn't realise I got a contrast paint in this.
Oh nice. What is it?
Magos Purple.
Oh.
Yeah, not had a contrast paint before. Don't really know how to use them.
Or, also playing Soul Triggers also begs the question, because I've been umming and ahhing over a Chaos Army idea, just because I've got Imperial Guard, I've got Space Marines. There is an Arbites army, which is just needs to be activated effectively, and then that is another Imperial army. I've settled on Necrons for if and when I do a Xenos army.
Yeah.
Mainly because I think I've got something quite interesting to do with them. But I thought, well, if I was kind of thought about doing Word Bearers as my chaos force, because it's nice to have one to sort of rotate through. The whole reason I'm doing Space Marines is it's clear among the friends that I play Warhammer with that I'm struggling with the Guard at the moment.
Yeah.
So having Space Marines is sort of a nice break.
Yeah.
From playing the Guard.
You gotta take your breaks sometimes.
Yeah. Well, kind of like what you've done. Like, you got Space Marines, you've got Guard, and you've got Tau. So you can and now Tyranids, so you can sort of flip between them, depending on what you feel like playing.
I have found that the Tyranids are a very good escape.
Yeah. Whereas, that's not looking healthy. Whereas with me, because I've only had the Guard, and for the past, this year is my year of Space Marines.
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything Guard related. I'm just going to do Space Marines.
2026 is your Space Marine year.
Yeah, and it also falls in the fact that it's quite certain that there's going to be an edition change this year.
Okay.
The 10th edition stuff will still work. Mostly, there might be a few tweaks here and there when the new edition comes in.
But 10th edition just arrived.
Yeah, they do it on a 3-year schedule.
No, well, I thought 10th edition started last year.
No.
Okay.
You started playing 10th edition last year.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. 9th edition sucked, particularly as a Guard and World Eaters players.
Yeah.
9th edition really sucked because the Guard had their codex for 3 months, and the World Eaters got theirs for a month.
Yeah.
And then it became 10th edition because COVID delayed the release schedule, so nobody got their codex on time.
Right. Well, that sucks.
I mean, yeah, it does. It also would have been an opportunity for GDO to go, maybe we'll make this edition longer because of COVID and nobody been able to go out and play.
Yeah. Obviously, they never got with that.
No, they didn't do that because shareholders need their money too.
Shareholders can eat my ass. If it was profitable, I'm sure they would.
You are not dry, not at all. I don't need you to be that way.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm doing Primaris Soul Drinkers because I want to.
Yeah. And
The
you're
only
very
sort of
welcome to.
compunction, yeah, and the only compunction I sort of have about doing a Word Bearer's army is, oh god, another red army. For context, my guard are incredibly red, particularly the vehicles.
That's why
Red armor with
I went purple with
Gravity.
my purple with my Tyranids because I've got yellow and tan, and I needed another cold colour.
and winter color
Yeah, so
for your guard.
now I've got 2 cold and 2 warm, which is nice. Oh shit. Alright, now that we've put like 2 coats on, and I'm seeing how the colour is drying on the model, the skin colour is actually working pretty well for me.
Yeah, good.
I'm good with it. Okay. I think her robe is going to be very dark purple. I have a very nice looking dark purple here, and I think that's what I'm going to go with. It came in the starter set thing. It's no, that's the contrast paint. Where'd it go? No, it was just here. There it is. Nagroth Knight.
Ooh. Ooh.
Deep purple.
Are you gonna put some water on the base and have smoke come off it? Well then you'll never do the Firehawks because they are a flashy red with like a burning flame. But they're incredibly rare. Like I've never seen an army someone made. Yeah, I think people tend to stay. The weird thing about it is that a lot of them are like, to some degree, like a lot of the models that GW do are geared towards competitive stuff. Like, sure, you can play a custom chapter like I can and do quite well in a competitive environment. But giving like the Black Templars, the Blood Angels, the Dark Angels, the Grey Knights, the Imperial Fists, the Ultramarines, the Space Wolves, the Iron Hands, the Raven Guard,
Crimson
Salamanders, their own like
Sorry, I just named another. It's fine. Keep going.
Crimson Fist.
Yeah. Did you say White Scars?
They don't have White Scars as well, yeah. Crimson Fist don't have their own detachment.
Did they not? Okay.
No, Imperial Fists do, but Crimson Fists don't.
I remember there being a lot of Crimson Fist stuff, but they mustn't have released stuff recently.
Not for 9th and 10th.
No. I remember back in the day. I've still got me codex for the Space Marines from 3rd and 4th edition, and the Crimson Fist was like pretty much second only to the Ultramarines in terms of like the number of models that were featured in the codex.
Yeah, I mean, I think the other thing as well was that I think the Horus Heresy novels gave the Ultramarines such a needed facelift. Because before they were just, we are Space Marine incarnate, and that was kind of it about them.
Did hear a lot of people are kind of upset that there's a lot of choices. That's why there's a rumor that the Space Sharks and their minis will actually have their own army. Ooh.
Maybe, because I think some of the when I say divergent chapters, I mean ones that weren't the ones that aren't.
So like
there was the Ultramarines, yeah, like there's the Ultramarines Legion, and then now there's the Ultramarines chapter.
Yeah.
But the Ultramarines Legion was split into the Ultramarines chapter and like hundreds of other Space Marine chapters after the end of the Horus Heresy. But it's also that thing of like, I reckon a lot of it's down to like production capacity.
Yeah.
and having like 15 lines of, or yeah, like 15 lines of producing a model for a chapter that only gets played by like 5% of, or not even that, probably like 1% of Space Marine players isn't worth it.
Yeah.
At least from GW standpoint, because that's costs in production, that's costs in, well, designing, manufacturing, and storing is the big thing.
Yeah.
Like GW's biggest cost when it comes to kits is storage. Which is maddening. It's why it's why they got rid of like their all the firstborn Marines, pretty much. They allowed you to keep them as like Vanguard and Stern Guard and the Tactical Squad. I think the Tactical Squad is still the old stuff. Gonna go have a look. Minotaurs, sorry, spell check. Yeah, that's all good. I frequently lose my 1v1 with spell check, so you're all good.
It is an ongoing battle.
Yeah. Oh no, I could be wrong. I think the Tactical Squad is actually like the OG one, I think.
Well, they don't call it Tactical Squad anymore, do they? It's all intercessors.
No. There is an actual Tactical Squad you can still get for your Space Marine.
Well, yeah, you can still buy the Tactical Squad because they haven't discontinued it yet, but they will.
Yeah, they will probably. If
Like,
it's not this edition,
just
it'll
like
definitely be next edition.
you can still get the Devastator Squad, which is one of my favourite squads, but they're technically not a thing anymore.
They're on. You can still put them in your roster, like
Yeah.
as non-Legends units.
Yes, I'm aware of that.
Stuff.
But there's no Primaris version, and therefore you can't. It's not current.
Yeah, you're right. There's no current because Primaris is the new thing.
Yeah. I think next edition, it'll all go into Legends, all the non-Primaris stuff.
I'm really kind of intrigued about what they're going to do with the guards for this edition.
I don't know. It was all horses last edition, and I can't be fucked with that.
Well, yes, there was that. Well, okay, so 9th edition was the Cadian big release with the fall of Cadia and things like that.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that happened in 8th, I'm not too sure. Either way, yeah, no, fall of Cadia happened in 8th edition. But model-wise, nothing really changed for them that much, apart from losing a couple of characters. Then 9th edition came along, and that was the Guard now, well, the Cadian infantry squads now look like World War II American GIs. Because they do. They look like American infantry from World War II. Like paratroopers, to some degree. 10th edition was the Krieg big release. But we also lost 2 Katachan characters. So there's a lot of people in the sort of Imperial Guard community who think that 11th edition is going to be the Katachan release.
Okay.
It's a theory. It's all theory, and anything that we discuss here could be completely fucking moot when 11th comes around.
Yeah. I keep forgetting which is which. Is Katachan the Rambo enthusiasts?
Yes.
Oh, they're shit.
Space Australians, yes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that, and they also haven't had a they haven't looked the same since they haven't changed since they were turned from metal to plastic. To put it in that perspective.
Yeah, so they are quite literally and figuratively from the 80s.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it would be really interesting to have Minotaurs because they're basically Space Marine military police. Yes, they are. And they are horrifically good at their job. To a level that's actually quite scary.
Oh no, I'm painting the boobs.
Careful now. Don't get too much wood.
Fine, fine. I paint them respectfully. That's fine.
If you can't see the slide into fascism that's currently...
That's honestly why I like them. They're like Spartans. And I think it would be cool to have a chapter that's specialized in fighting Astartes. Didn't they... Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't they used to have Forge World models?
Until now you have become the very thing you swore to destroy.
A civilization can flounder as readily
And the same with the Carcharodons as well.
bankruptcy as it can through financial bankruptcy.
They did, but they were a prototype to this day and very upset that they'd never kept that fair enough. Yeah, because Forge World had a bit of a hard-on for the Red Scorpions for whatever reason.
I mean, Forge World is a limited number of dudes doing modeling. You know, it's it's what it,
Forge World was owned by GW, and Forge World doesn't exist anymore. They just folded it into the Warhammer website.
I don't Forge World wasn't always owned by GW.
The tragic spirit of despair overcome us when our country needs us the most.
It was
it
it started as basically a company that was making the models that GW didn't want to make, basically.
Yeah.
So it's like just some dudes in a basement who, you know, got permission from GW to, you know, do Titans. They basically were a Titan outfit to start with, and I think GW have bought them now. But yeah, they didn't start out like that. It's just a group of dudes who are like, GW don't make these models that are in the lore that I really want. So I'm gonna do it and charge people an exuberant amount for them. We may got a Titan from them. I can't remember what type, but it's fucking huge.
Is it taller than you?
Huh?
Is it taller than you?
No.
Probably a
It's probably about
Gotcha.
it's probably about as tall as my desk. So if it was on the floor, it'd get up to about here.
So not a Warhound. The Warhounds are the smallest ones.
Yeah.
And I know because I played against the scale. I played that big game I had back in November.
Yeah. I saw it.
There was a Warhound.
I saw it.
Brutal model, honestly.
Yeah, he bought it more than 10 years ago, like, so it was a while back. Right, where's that peer play? There it is.
It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are.
This is quite a nice purple.
To your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit.
I like it.
It's about how hard
Just having a bit. So on my end, I'm having a bit of a break just so I can unstretch my back,
Oh, that's cool.
not shrimp up, and also eat the rest of my pot noodle.
Yeah, I'm going to continue.
Go out and get what you're worth.
I need to get this model done today.
And not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
Dog hair on my brush. Go away. Get off. Okay. I'm concentrating so much I don't even know if I'm painting on camera.
You are on my end.
That's all right then.
It's also like quite a wild thing to a degree where somebody will come in and say, "Oh, what Space Marines are you painting?" And they expect like, "Oh, Ultramarines or yada yada yada." And I go, "Oh, Soul Drinkers," and you can kind of guess when people got involved in Warhammer. If they go, "Oh yeah, vaguely remember those guys," and go, or they go, "Never heard of them," and I go, "Oh, okay." Hey Malik, I'm painting Soul Drinkers.
Malik, welcome in. How are you doing today, Malik? I'm painting a no, not a Warhammer mini, a D&D mini.
We said Warhound. You almost said War. To me, it said like you said. Well, I was about to say I'm painting a Warhound. I was like, no, we were talking about them, not painting them.
The only Space Marines you should be painting is a Blood Angel. No, I disagree. Fisty boys all the way.
Well, if it's any consolation, I am taking Dark Angels models and making them not Dark Angels.
He's also got himself a named Space Marine, named Ultramarine that he's going to be un-ultramarining.
Look, feast your eyes upon my 13-pound Lieutenant Titus.
The shame. Don't make me go and get an Imperial
I'm
Fist.
not a Dark Angel. I don't feel shame. Well, considering that the model's out of production and the only way to get it will be secondhand, where well, when GW were making it, it was like 28 quid for the model. And
you get it for cheaper than they did back in the day.
Yep.
I need this paint to be thin as fuck.
It's not made of gold, but if I was to buy it secondhand, it would be like 40 quid.
I think pound for pound, Warhammer might be more expensive than gold. In fact, I'm pretty confident.
The Sons of Caliban, the shame smack on the wrist for thy. Yeah. Are you shaming and smacking me or them? Me, because I said I'm not a Dark Angel. I don't need to feel shame.
Shame is a social construct.
But only for the Dark Angels.
Exactly. I don't identify as shamed.
My ad break's just started, so I'm gonna just sit here and chill.
Okay. My advert break won't be far behind. But yeah, I've got 45 seconds.
What good as a 15-year-old Dark Angel to come in here and hear you say that? Yeah.
Well, a 15-year-old Dark Angel couldn't come in because of the way we've got our... Well, my stream's set up anyway.
The thing is that it's a mature warning. You can still click through it.
Oh, okay. So in fact, they could if they wanted to. If they wanted to break the law.
Yeah, but you know, like, I mean, yes, I am responsible for the content that I make, but also at the same time, like, it's not, like, it's there. So, 8-year-old Jimmy is trying to find people to watch on stream, and they comes across my channel and hears me cussing and swearing. That's not on me. That's on the 8-year-old.
Well, it's on the parent more than anything else, but you know.
And the parent.
Okay.
Dark Angels, the second best angels.
No, some of the paint, model wasn't primed here under the coat.
Third if you count the fallen. Oh, Malak. Oof.
Oh, this unprimed bit of model is literally drinking paint.
No, I'm not 15, but I could tell you that. But I've been a part of their chapter for 15 years. Ah, okay. Fair enough.
How is that still paint? Fucking hell.
The magic of painting. Why is this part not painted?
Like, I literally painted it, and it's just drank the black paint, and it's no longer painted. This is why we prime our models, ladies and gentlemen. 3D printed plastic is fucking thirsty.
Depends on the plastic.
Yeah. We shall see. I'm going to lean forwards a bit more now, so I can get into the light, because I'm getting into real
detail territory.
Well, real awkward getting my brush in there in such a way that there's like a really bright green that I'm going to actually paint over if I'm not careful.
Hmm.
The lion would still be living in the woods, homeless, if it wasn't for Dante. I don't know, man.
It would be kind of wild if they introduced a new Primarch at this day and age.
I mean, there are twos, technically, aren't there? Two mystery ones.
Well, the mystery ones have been hinted at as being killed and destroyed completely long before the heresy.
Well, yeah, they've been hinted at it, but nothing's confirmed. As far as the Adeptus Astartes is concerned, they never existed. You're not allowed to talk about them.
It's also suspected that a lot of the lowest rank Astartes from those legions were absorbed into the Ultramarines. That's why they had so many.
Think of the uproar from the neckbeards. Oh man! Like what theme would you have they not done with Space Marines?
Oh, good question.
Hmm.
They kind of covered them all, haven't they, already?
Kinda.
Because for the Knight aesthetic, you've got the Black Templars, the Grey Knights, and the Dark Angels. But the Dark Angels kind of lean more towards monastic knights as opposed to crusading knights.
World War II Japan or Germany theme. We've already got that as Imperial Guard. Maybe not Japan. I think World War II Japan's probably more like an Eldar situation. Anyway, I've completely changed my mind about the hair. It's now going to be black.
Is that because the paint is keep eating it up?
No, it's just I don't know. I just feel like it's gonna look better. If I do go with a blue, I'm gonna go with an extremely dark blue, but I'm undercoating it in black first. I could go Night Lords, I suppose. I might just dry brush the Night Lords over the black. Serious dark heritage.
I would say I would have to say when it comes to the Blood Angel, I have to say this when it comes to the Blood Angels, it's quite sad how the chapter master has done more for the chapter itself than the Primarch. But I will have to also say that Sanguinius died way too fast in quite a dumb way. Well, it's interesting because like all of the Primarchs in one form or another got their own novels. In the Horus Heresy, whereas Sanguinius kind of didn't. Sanguinius just sort of appeared. There was no, like, 400-word book or 400-page book going into how Sanguinius became Sanguinius. If that makes sense?
Yeah.
At least in the same way as, like, not in the same way as, like, Angron or the Lion or Jakatai Khan and things like that. It just kind of appeared in, like, other books about other Primarchs. But it's also worth saying that... pardon you.
Sorry.
So Sanguinius had his own secrets. Like, I think it was... I can't remember who it was. It might have been either Lorgar or Perturabo, I think. Because the Blood Angel's genetic flaw for the Red Thirst, I think it was prevalent even during the Horus Heresy. And Sanguinius just, like, casually flicks it in. There's a scene in one of the books, I think it was Perturabo. Or at least the book focusing on Perturabo before the Heresy. Well, leading up to the Heresy.
Yeah.
Sanguinius just straight up executes one of his Space Marines in front of Perturabo. And it actually shocks Perturabo. Because he goes, this secret must be preserved, and then just carries on fighting. Because the sort of the big thing about the other big thing about Sanguinius is that he had the gift of foresight, but he wasn't tortured by it, but in the same way that Comrade Kurz was, the Primarch of the Night Lords. Oh, excuse me. So Sanguinius kind of went into every fight knowing he wasn't going to die. I mean, the dude soloed a Titan by himself.
Yeah. I mean, it'd give you some confidence, wouldn't it?
Yeah, because he knew it wouldn't kill him.
Yeah.
But because he'd already foreseen his death, which was at the hands of Horus. Or Horus. Rather, as the captions keeps confusing my pronunciation of Horus with a 7-year-old man. Well, I did also hear in a script kind of like a quote or something, or like a short section that Sanguinius was slowly becoming mad, like insane, because of his gene defect. So eventually he would have driven himself mad eventually. Yeah. But did the Force show him his death or a possible death? I can't answer that question because I'd never read the Horus Heresy books. So I don't know.
I know I think it's a philosophical question more than anything else.
Yeah. But it's also... But yeah, I haven't read the books, so I can't say for certain. But he did... But he went into the fight against the Titan knowing that the Titan wasn't going to kill him. I think it's also that thing of, like, some of the Primarchs have certain abilities. And you'll find this in both Loyalist and Traitor Primarchs. That Sanguinius had the gift of foresight. So did Comrade Kurz. But it's how they reacted to those gifts that either kept them Loyalist or turned them traitor. You see?
Yeah.
Another good example is Perturabo and Rogal Dawn. They're both masters in siegecraft, but how they apply those gifts. You know, it wasn't the Imperial Fists that turned traitor, it was the Iron Warriors. As far as what I've read, he could only see premonitions of other futures for other people. He could not see his own future. Ah, fair enough. I've read some, but it's not clear if it showed him only his only death, or he could see other possible deaths, but was able to nudge events towards the death that served the Imperium the most. Possibly. But at the same time, how much of that nudging was done by the Emperor? Given that the Emperor was the most, well, still is the most powerful psyker ever to walk the galaxy, as well.
Pull up, get, there you go. Positive that.
How much nurture did Horus do in turn to turn all his brothers against the Emperor? We don't blame Horus for that, we'll blame Erebus, because Erebus did everything wrong.
He was a very naughty boy, as it were.
Well, Erebus isn't even actually Erebus. No one knows his true identity. He took the name Erebus from another acolyte in the religion that was on Lorgar's homeworld. Killed him and took his place because that acolyte was being promoted and he wasn't, so he basically just passed himself off as that acolyte and took everything about him, including his name.
Mm. Okay. I'll put a tiny bit of detail on this model, which is making things a lot nicer to look at. Oh my god, this is fucking touchy work, this, I have to say.
Yeah. That's pretty much exactly the same thing that was said about Cypher, because no one truly knows his intentions, but they do now that the Emperor has a hand in it. Again, like, we just don't know, and that's, to me, that's kind of the,
For fuck's sake! Sorry.
Oh, excuse me. And for me, that's sort of the greatest thing about Warhammer 40k, is that, you know, stuff like that isn't explored in any of the media. Like, it's just left to, you know, the whole everything is canon. Like, for all we know, Cypher could be on a mission for the Emperor, like, directly given to him by the Emperor. We just don't know. And I think that is a really good thing for the 40k universe. There is stuff nobody knows.
Yeah.
Or the Imperium did know, but because it didn't have the right stamps on it, it got tossed into the disregard pile. Because, oh sorry, that seal is 3 centuries out of date. Because it's taken 3 centuries in order for that paperwork to make it across the scribe's desk. Like, a good example. Would still like to see Kane come back. Yeah, I don't think he will. To be honest, I don't think he didn't. I don't think he ever had a model, did he? It was one of the few characters that had a that sort of had a good end, if you will. I think I could be wrong. In the 40k universe.
A little bit more water and just. I'm aware that I'm not talking a lot right now. I am extremely focused.
Oh no, you're good. I've done the same thing before, so you're good. I would like to still see Kane come back and somehow play a part in the revival of the Emperor. I think reviving the Emperor would kill 40k.
Oh yeah, I think that would be a tremendous mistake, honestly.
Or if they bring him back, they never give him a model. Like, ever.
I mean, he's not technically dead.
No, he's in this weird, like, unlife thing, isn't he?
Yeah.
We don't have a Necromancer Space Marine Legion. We do. The Legion of the Damned. All those Space Marines are dead. I think he's reviving and ascending into the warp. Kind of. He's both dying and reviving at the same time, which is why he hasn't, like, passed fully into the warp. Like all souls do. Well, I mean, since the line is back, I might see something with him in Cypher, but that could lead to the Emperor. But I agree with you with what you're saying. Reviving him will be a god tier mistake. Oh, absolutely. Like them to do so with that clone of Thorgrim too. He's talking about the one that Fabius Bile made.
Okay. Like. Okay. It's coming together.
The ones that, yeah, Fabius Bile made him, and then Fabius Bile traded that clone to the Necrons. So the Pokemon Master himself trays on the Infinite. Or trays on the Infidel, as my captions have decided to say.
Right. Model update.
Looks good.
Yeah. Robes are shiny and purple. Or a very dark purple, but yeah. We're a couple of stages away from a wash, but yes.
GW wasted so much goodness with the Fall Arcadia. I don't think they did. I think it's probably one of the best things they could have done. When was the last time we had such a monumental plot shift in 40k history?
Okay. Where is my white scar? Thorax will do. No.
It's too chaos for me, given It's too chaos for me, given the now focus on Nids. Well, so the Tyranids. So, chaos is a spiritual threat. Tyranids are an existential one.
Pocket no white scarf. I can't mix that.
Okay, I don't like. I do not like this song. No, go away.
Oh no, this white scarf's fucked. There you go, it's better. Don't really need much.
Yeah, that scene was so funny because the Ultramarines just did not give a fuck about who they were fighting alongside. It's just, oh, fucking Lunar Wolves or Sons of Horus Marines. Cool, we're killing them, and that's it. They died horribly, but yeah. But you also have to understand that those Marines that Trazyn dropped... Did he drop Tanith troops? I don't remember them. Because I read The Fall of Cadia not too long ago, and I didn't see that bit. I don't remember reading that bit, rather.
The fuck?
Hmm?
I just some very violent shouting outside my house.
Oh.
There we go. I mean, unless Dan wants to, like, you know, put a rule in place where no one can use his characters, you know, the Tanith will be used elsewhere as well.
The Tanith should have been saved for the Dan Abnett books, and those Ultramarines would have made shockwaves if they got back to Gilliman. Yeah. But the problem is that the only person that Gilliman would have listened to would have been Creed, Lord Castellan Creed. And where's he now? He's also one of Trazyn's Pokeballs. But not wholly intact.
Hmm.
Trazyn did a bit of a headfuck to Creed's daughter. And deposited his greatcoat in the condition that it was in during the fall of Cadia on her bunk when she was off fighting in a different part of the universe or a different part of the galaxy.
Yeah.
And she now wears it, so she's got her father's coat, but nobody knows what happens to nobody apart from Trazyn knows what happened to her father.
Hmm. Right. Don't get too ahead of yourself. Don't get too ahead of yourself. I need some more black, I think. Just the inside of her coat.
I will give them some credit as making a character that can pull anyone from the lore out their ass with minimal lore explanation was an interesting move. Well, like, again, like, to the well, pretty much to every faction out there, the Necrons basically have magic, apart from the Eldar, who have actual magic. But the Necron technology is so advanced that it is almost like magic. So him being able to do stuff like that is absolutely within the realm of possibility for Warhammer 40k. They could drop anything from his collection into the lore, and yes, arguably that could be all of the missing Primarchs, both Loyalist and Traitor. Maybe he has those two missing Primarchs. Maybe.
Probably.
I don't remember any of the Space Marine Legions fighting the Necrons during the in 30k though.
He acquires things via means.
Oh yeah, Tracing the Infinite is just a giant meme.
Yeah.
He exists to meme. He is the OG meme lord of Warhammer 40k. Because he is one.
Yes. Right. Now it's time for the ball of magic, which is going to be very many colors.
They only have to justify him having someone instead of then somehow surviving and hiding out. The Blood Angels did meet the Necrons before the heresy. Oh, okay.
Plus, the chronicles of the two missing legions are completely wiped from the databanks, so there could be a reason for them to have to do that could involve the Necrons anyway.
In the limited, as far as I'm aware, in the limited amount that they are talked about,
I
the
mean,
Lost Legions.
I mean, they did something dead naughty. That's all that is known. So naughty that they are not allowed to be discussed.
Yes. Although it is really funny that the Emperor apparently sent Lehman Russ to go deal with them, because his track record during the Heresy of fighting other Primarchs is abysmal.
There's the...
Like, genuinely. I think the only Primarchs to have killed another Primarch have been Fulgrim, Horus, the Emperor, technically?
Technically.
Because he's technically the Primarch of the Custodes. It's a weird one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Ferrus Manus was killed by Fulgrim. Fulgrim almost killed Guilliman, but not quite.
Mm-hmm.
Comrade Kurz was killed by an Imperial assassin, not by a Primarch. And it's only because he allowed the assassin to kill him, basically. No, it was Rogodorn. Rogodorn killed one of the Alfarius / Omegon Primarchs. We just don't know which. It was Rogodorn that did that. Yellow boy then. Yeah. Yeah, Rogodorn was a surprisingly angry Marine. On occasion.
Lots of fisting.
Although, I could be sure it was a Primarch at all, not some souped-up Marine, because Alfarus and Omegon were very small for Primarchs. They were about the same size as a standard Space Marine. They were tiny compared to the rest of them.
Are no strangers to war. After all, we've been fighting for as long as we can remember. War is all we know.
That's the point. Yeah, exactly. That's why it's only rumored that he killed one of them.
In the past, we fought for emulsion. We fought for country. We fought
Because nobody, not even Rogodorn, can confirm it.
but all that changed after E-Day.
So the Imperium at best is like, we think one of the Alpha Legion Primarchs is dead, but we just don't know. And then you'd be executed for knowing about forbidden knowledge.
Indeed. Okay, this is starting to come together. Let's get the Townlight Ogre again. Just for the eyes. Tidy up that face a bit.
It would certainly be a an interesting thing to happen. Having the having a traitor legion suddenly become loyalist. Because Malik mentioned that the Alpha Legion coming back as loyal.
Yeah. Be a turn up for the books, I think, wouldn't it? Right. I think it's wash time.
Having a shower now in the middle of the stream.
I know. I
if you're only
had a
first
shower
camera.
earlier. Right, so I'm gonna use this orange wash on the fireball thing. Not much of it though.
Varys has been on the Golden Throne all this time hiding in plain sight. Yeah, the Emperor just pulls a move like Metro Man from Megamind. Just sort of wanders off to sort of figure out who he is and what he's doing and why he's doing all these things. It just leaves Alfarius on the Golden Throne. That would be a hell of a twist.
Okay. Let's That's all of that washed
My Lord
up.
Emperor, you've finally risen from the throne. What are your first words to us? I am Alfaris.
Where is my Norn? There it is. Norn is never far away. Hi Bear, are you under the impression that there is food going? Because I'm afraid there isn't.
The last line of the book, yeah. And then G-Dub stops supporting Warhammer. As they wait for the absolutely epic shitstorm from that decision to die down.
I mean, to be fair, it was the Warhammer players' fault that that they stopped supporting it. They weren't buying no models.
Well, no, like
It was
the Emperor finally comes
less
off the
than.
throne.
Oh, sorry, go on.
Yeah, the Emperor. We're talking about 40k, not fantasy, and
Okay.
what happened with that. Yeah, no, like the Emperor steps off the Golden Throne in Warhammer 40k.
Yeah.
You know, billions or trillions of faithful people wait to hear his first words, and the first three words he says after 10,000 years of being interred in the throne and being restored to his full strength is "I am Alfarius," and then G-Dub just stop supporting Warhammer 40k. Just leave it. Close the back library. Close everything.
Oh man.
Just yeah, we had a good run. We've been in business for like 50 odd years. We're done. The Emperor is actually Alfaria, so we're not be taking questions or criticism. We're closing up shop. We're no longer a publicly traded company. Goodbye.
Alright, that's the null oil done. One more wash and then I'm ready to start. Well, I'm ready to start doing the full final detail once it dries. Right, last wash, Belltown Green on the floor. Okay, lovely, lovely. Okay. Well, this is where we're up to now. The post-wash update. About that's one moist sorceress,
Ugh.
and you can see what I'm doing with the fireball. It's going multiple colors like reds and purples and blues.
Mm-hmm.
And I've done the front end like just a white dot, and I'm going to dry brush around the white dot like a bright blue and then a bright purple.
Okay.
So it's going to look like searing hot at the front, and then as it goes back, it's going to be less and less. I think I'm going to do some dry brushing on the actual model as well, on the face and the hair. Yeah, there she is. High elf. Right, I need to wait for it to dry a little bit, so I may disappear and get a cup of tea. Do you want me to put big Cornish cam on, or do you want me to?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, cool. Big Cornish cam. But I'll stretch it fully so it's all the way over. There you go, big Cornish cam. Right, be back very shortly.
See you tomorrow. I don't know why I'm painting this part of the arm, I'm not gonna lie, because it's gonna get covered by a shoulder pad anyway, but there we are. Oh. Wait for that to dry, so I can dry brush the pink over the top. Never to finish your Colonial Marines? Oh no. Oh dear. Oh damn, it turns out Total War Warhammer 40k have over 1 million wish lists on Steam. I think it's because it's so far out of the box that from what the lads at Total War, I say lads, probably not just lads there, but you know, what the devs at the studio that make the Total War games has done. Because there's permanent destruction, like it carries over between saves. So, oh, that really good agri world that got invaded by chaos. Sorry, it's dead now. You don't get that agri world for the rest of your games. I think. They mentioned something like that. I'm sure there's a way to like completely reset it. That will be super easy to do. But yeah, like if a world gets invaded, or say like an agri world falls completely to Nurgle corruption, that planet is now a Nurgle planet. It won't ever be an agri world again. I think. based on the limited amount of information I've seen about it.
All right, I have returned.
You
What-
have.
What are we chatting about?
Malik mentioned that Total War Warhammer has 50 million wish lists on Steam.
The 40k one.
Not 50 million, 1 million one. Yeah, the 40k one.
I mean, I don't know. I didn't like the last Fantasy Warhammer one.
Which one did you play? 1, 2, or 3?
Well, I played one, which I enjoyed well enough, although it fucked me. So I rage quit. Then I played 3, and it was dog shit.
3 has gotten a lot better over the years.
Okay.
Yeah. It does get laggy and a bit stupid, like late game.
Okay. I wasn't even talking late game, I was talking like... I just don't like the fact Warhammer 1 was bold due to the Chaos Invasion, yeah. I mean, if the Chaos Invasion was, like, manageable, that'd be fine, but I just wanted to chill and take my time. I was having a lovely time with my dwarves. Just, beating the orcs, going on a few incursions to the north against the vampire counts. And then, then the vampire counts got just murdered by chaos, and I was very soon just demolished afterwards.
Was this in 1 or 3?
In 1.
Yeah, the chaos evasion mechanic was ridiculous. They had to literally every big patch they nerfed it, and it was still ridiculous.
Yeah, so
and also the fact that the Empire don't play like the Empire either.
Oh, okay.
In 1. Well, so the big thing about the Empire is that they have it's a professional army.
Mm-hmm.
Like all the elect accounts have professional armies, and the fact that their armor is so low for that is ridiculous, because they are all they're all based on 16th century infantry, which at that point was starting to get heavy armor. Like they had metal breastplates and backplates and arm armor and leg armor and helmets.
Yeah.
And their armor just wasn't performing. I think it was 1 was so bad that I had to go and find a mod that literally just added 30 armor to state troops before doing any of the researches, because they would just fall over. I remember playing vanilla. I think I had all of the... I was playing... I don't think... Balthazar was in the game. Balthazar just gives your Empire faction just a flat 10% armor to all your units. Or flat 10 armor to all your units. And I had all the tech that gave me extra armor from anything from the lowest swordsman or spearman to the best, most well-trained knight. And... yeah, no, sorry, Chaos Evasion happens, and I think I sent... I think it was 5 units of swordsmen against 1 Chaos Warrior squad. And the Chaos Warrior squad just beat all of them into the ground in 30 seconds flat.
Lame?
And I get it, Chaos Marauders or Chaos Knights or whatever they were. They are supposed to be shockingly powerful. They have ridiculously heavy armor. They have, and it's all, enchanted with chaos magic and shit like that. But there is a point, they're not invincible, and they just were. I hate how pro chaos GWR and how it translates into the games. Yeah. It kind of depends on the era. I know that sounds really silly, but it really sort of does. And I don't mean the era of what era is it? We'll have a 40k. No, I mean what era, as in in real life GW is in.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think Chaos should have won in Warhammer Fantasy Battle, which then led on to Age of Sigmar. The fact that Archon is still around in Age of Sigmar is ridiculous to me. I don't like that. Like, so I get it, like, oh, but Nagash is also there as well. Yeah, but Nagash is Nagash. Like, he is the OG Necromancer. It's the fact that you, in the time of legend, so GW released the book, a bunch of books, prior to Warhammer Fantasy Battle dying and Age of Sigmar coming about, called Time of Legends, and it was basically novelizations of like the most important events that happened in the Warhammer Fantasy timeline. So you've got, I think there's literally a book of how Sigmar became Sigmar. You know? And how Nagash became Nagash. I think there's also the same for a Dark Elf character, a High Elf character. I think there's one for Archon, I can't be sure. But there's also one for the Black Plague era of the Empire and how catastrophic that was to the Empire in Warhammer Fantasy. It's a great series of books, like surprising, like the Plague trilogy is surprisingly easy to read, which is incredible.
Right.
But yeah,
can you explain what contrast paints do?
Contrasts are like inks.
Okay.
So, depending on what color you are putting them on, they will basically ink it that color. They'll stain it that color.
Right. So it goes in a bit in. Is it like a wash? Does it go into the recesses or?
Yeah. Contrasts are washes.
Cool. Okay. Not what I'm after then. I'm definitely going to go with this one then. I'm basically trying to give a little bit more texture to the cloak. So
I will also have a Google to make sure I'm correct.
Okay. I was looking for something to highlight with, and they look very liquidy.
I was if I spelled contrast right.
Contrast. You found contrast purple to be pretty bad. Yeah, I'm not looking for it to colour. I'm looking for it to.
Washes are mainly just tint the surface and are more transparent than a contrast paint, whereas the contrast paints are more boldly color the surface. They are both very liquidy, however, and are meant to flow into details and cracks. For a beginner, I'd actually suggest trying a couple normal base/layer paints, thinning them down with water, even just to see how it goes. Gives way more control in the end.
Okay. Well, this dry brushing is going remarkably fucking well. I'm not gonna lie. This is looking extremely nice.
Again, from the mini painting subreddit.
Yeah.
Dark contrast / speed paints the equivalent of classic paints with washes. Someone's responded. Contrast paints are like a thick glaze, so the effect depends on what you're painting over. If you use a zenithal prime or dry brush the model with a light color after priming with a darker color before using a contrast paint, then the shadows / highlights will show. The technique has been around for years, but some people have recently called this technique slap chop. Contrast paints alone are unlikely to win a competition depending on the level of the other competitors, but they are a useful tool and have raised the bar of lower level paint jobs. Contrast paints can create some really interesting effects, so I definitely look into getting some, but if you want to be a top level painter, you would need to learn other skills and techniques too. It's basically... contrast paint is basically pre-thinned acrylic. Washes are also pre-thinned acrylic, so yes, both can be made at home with regular acrylic paint and water, and a big part of improving as a painter is learning to recognize different paint consistencies on your palette and on your brush. Contrast paint is also called speed paint because that's the chief advantage. It gets acceptable results fast, and learning to dry brush slap chop fast because you don't need good brush control for that method. Personally, if your aim is to paint display quality and you don't care about army painting, I'd advise learning with regular acrylics. So yeah, you get more color on with contrast.
Yeah.
But it will tint whatever you put it on more towards the color of the contrast.
Yeah.
Whereas washes or shades are more for cracks more than anything.
Yeah.
So when I'm doing leather on my minis, I do Mornfang Brown, and then I do a wash of either Carroburg Crimson or Berserker Bloodshade. And I think I've got Berserker Bloodshade in front of me, and that's a shade. I don't know what Carroburg. But if it's a shade or a contrast, let me go find it quickly.
I think it's lifted the cloak. I'm not gonna lie. I'm skeptical of this.
Yeah, Carroburg Crimson is also a shade.
Yeah.
So, if they were contrasts, I would only have to put like one layer on and I'll be fine. But because they're shades, I have to put a couple of layers on to get the effect that I want.
Yeah.
Because shades are meant for like cracks and details rather than whole things, like whole like panels effectively. Whereas contrasts are full panels.
Yeah.
And also cracks and details. They have like a weird overlap. Just knocked over my mini. That was clever.
Yeah. Well, I've done a bit of dry brushing on the cloak. I don't know if it's ruined it or made it better, but I'm not gonna.
Wait for it to dry.
Well, yeah, that's sort of what it's done.
I think it looks alright at the moment.
Yeah, it's added a bit of texture to it, which is kind of what I wanted to do. Make it look like cloth rather than leather.
Yeah. Is the wash still dry? Is it? It's still wet. Sorry.
Oh, some of it is. Yeah.
I would put it down. Put the mini down on the table. And just leave it to do its thing.
No.
Put it down and just leave it to dry.
No. I want it.
Because otherwise, what you'll find is that the wash will go into the cracks, and then whatever direction you hold the mini, they will also flow in that direction.
I mean, it's not wet. It's done basically.
Usually, I do a really light coat of wildwood, then I go over it with snakebite for my leather. Yeah, but doing that on like 100 guardsmen would get very boring very quickly. Hence why I've learned to do my leather with just Mornfang and then Berserker or Carroburg and then just leave it.
You do two colours.
Well,
Steel Legion Drab.
Is...
That is all.
Well,
that is the only colour you need.
Well, the thing is that Mornfang is the base. Because if I just did Carroburg on black from the primer, you wouldn't see it at all. It would just be black. So I need something underneath it.
I think I'm just fucking up now. I think I'm at the point now where I'm just basically making it worse the more I tweak it.
Every model has an ugly stage. You gotta push through it. It's something I'll have to keep telling myself, like, oh, I don't think this model's working. Oh, I've got no motivation pay because it looks shit. And then it's like, every model has an ugly face. My friend hammered it into me, and I'm going to hammer it into you.
Giggity.
Giggity. Right. Thing. So now, time for the pink. Ish. You think you keep stopping in the ugly phase?
Don't stop in the ugly phase.
Yeah. I'm going to use the big dry brush first.
Okay. He's an inconsistent painter. Aye, same. Same, mate, same. Go with this blue for the little strings on the staff. Okay.
It's gone all wrong, actually. Shit.
What's up?
I don't think the paint was as dry as I thought before doing the dry brushing, so it's coming out in quite large chunks in some areas. Well, not chunks, but like it's coating more than I want it to.
I get it.
Yeah, so the model's coming out a bit more pink than I want, rather than purple.
You're basically repainting it rather than.
Yeah, but only in certain spots.
Mm-hmm.
Which is not ideal. Aaron, back the horde has been slain.
Lovely.
Well, I also found out that's funny. We're both doing captains right now. Oh, fair enough. Is that for your Dark Angels? Probably. I also probably should have used the smaller dry brush, to be honest.
Right, let's get Tau Light Ochre back on. Let's do some highlighting.
Well, funnily enough, the combat patrol I picked up with birthday and Christmas money was actually the Dark Angels combat patrol. Just because, like, all the other ones, well, the Ultramarines don't have one. The generic Space Marine is not great, to put it mildly. I don't like it.
What's it got in it?
Captain in Terminator armor, Captain in Librarian armor.
Double captain?
Captain in Terminator armor, Librarian in Terminator armor.
Oh, so
five Terminators and 5 Infernus Marines.
Are they upscaled
That's it.
Terminators?
I don't know.
Okay. Because the reason I dropped my Imperial Fist like a rock was because I was waiting to see when they were going to bring out like Primaris Terminators, essentially.
Let's have a look.
Because I love Terminators, but I don't want to buy Terminators if I'm going to have to buy Terminators again. I think I've got a set of Terminators somewhere. I've got a box somewhere filled with some older Terminators. I refuse to build them because there's no point.
Well, these two here. That's a Primaris Marine.
Mm-hmm.
That's a Terminator.
Yeah, so that's a bigger Terminator than the originals. Yeah, 100%. That's a bigger one.
Yeah.
But they have upscaled them now. It's good.
I think that was kind of the whole point of the generic Space Marine combat patrol, to be honest, was bringing the upscaled Terminators in. I'm gonna have to actually annoyingly paint over some bits I've just dry brushed over.
Do you know, it is actually tempting for me as a Space Marine player who really enjoys their Terminators. I could be convinced to get that box.
It's not worth it, in my opinion.
Okay. Is it literally just like 5 Terminators, a captain, and a sorcerer?
A librarian so the Terminators are librarian, captain, and 5 Terminators. But you can only make them as Terminators, not like assault Terminators either.
Yeah, so you can't have like assault cannons or thunderhammers, that sort of thing.
You can only have assault cannons.
Only have assault. I thought it was Storm Bolters was default.
Yeah, Storm Bolters and assault cannons. You threw me off by saying thunderhammers.
All right, no. The Thunderhammer and Storm Shields is the.
It's the assault Terminator, which is a different box. Yeah, I'm not a fan of it.
Okay.
I was actually looking at before the Spaceballs got their codex. I was actually looking at one of their combat patrols.
Okay.
So I think it was some intercessors. I think it was some. It used to be a tactical war suit. Some stealthy Space Marines, not scouts, but like the full Space Marines.
Yeah.
But stealthy. And then intercessor, and then I think it was just standard intercessors, but that's changed now that they've got their codex for this edition.
Yeah.
But yeah, but with the Dark Angels, because it's a captain in Gravis armor, 5 Hellblasters, which is the Plasma Gun Space Marine squad, and 3 Blade Guard veterans.
But yeah, I missed the Devastator Squad. It was so good. You could do what you want with a Devastator Squad. You'd take anything, any weapon. Even rocket launchers if you're really maniac, if you're a complete maniac. Because those things are shit.
Yes.
Like taking the mortar as an Imperial Guardsman. What kind of a maniac could do that? Looks over at my shelf. Like my heavy weapon squad that has a mortar on it. Okay. Need some black. You missed the 9th edition for the Dark Angels because you had that jump X. It came with a Dreadnought.
Yeah. Let's have a look. basically I got the most amount of models with the Dark Angels Combat Patrol than I did with any of the others. It's essentially what it boils down.
Yeah, I mean the value proposition just keeps getting worse and worse, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And it didn't really start that high value as it was.
Yeah, the Dark Angel. Yeah, the other thing as well is that the combat patrols are moving away from vehicles as well.
Bullshit, 'cause that's the main reason I buy them.
Yeah. Remember the good old days where you could walk in, spend £100 and get 30 guardsmen, a heavy weapons squad, a command squad, a Lehman Russ, and a Chimera.
One of those days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the 9th edition one, you got 9th edition Dark Angels. Excuse me. Combat Patrol came with 5 intercessors, a chaplain, a dreadnought, and then 3 what are called inceptors.
Okay.
No, that's what I want. I want new recruit. Yeah, like the guard. It's why the current guard combat patrol absolutely sucks. Because the 9th edition one, you got a field ordnance battery, 2 10-man Cadian shock troop squads, a command squad, and a sentinel.
Mm-hmm.
And now you get a Cadian command squad, a 10-man Casacan squad, and 10 Rough Riders. But technically, the guard have 2 combat patrols, so but both of them have horses in. Which I'm not a big fan of.
No, the horses are shit. Tanks all the way.
What am I after? Inceptors. Yeah. Inceptors were brutal. Because they're the only unit, I think, that can deep strike within 6 inches of an enemy unit instead of 9. No. The Tempestus Aquilans, which is one of the new guard units they brought out over the course of 10th.
Right.
Can also deep strike within 6. But yeah, but they can literally go, yep, cool, and then just go, haha!
Prepare
Plasma
to deep
incinerators
strike.
or assault bolters, because fuck you. But yeah, like the guard combat patrol, the Krieg one I don't mind having horses in the Death Corps of Krieg combat patrol.
Okay.
Because that's their whole shtick.
Yeah. That
But
makes sense.
in the standard, yeah, like it makes sense thematically because Krieg has infantry regiments, it has artillery regiments, it has tank regiments, it has mechanized regiments, and it has cavalry regiments.
Mm-hmm.
The standard, I don't like if they had to make one change. Like if I was to make if I was in charge of designing the 10th edition standard Imperial Guard combat patrol, I'd have a command squad, 2 10-man squads of infantry, and something else. Be a heavy weapons squad, field ordnance battery, or something like that. And I get it, 10th edition, you can run a whole army without battle line if you want to.
But why would you?
If you want to lose every game, sure.
Yeah. Right. I'm deeply close to finishing this.
I'm waiting for the bits I had to paint over again to dry, then I go back over and
I'm gonna dry brush with the lighter green. Ooh, he's found his next project. What's your next project? Way too much paint. Way too much. Way too much. Bloody hell. We dropped it in a Discord. Nice.
Do you know what?
We'll check that
Do
out
you know
in a
what's
bit.
actually really nice about painting Space Marines again?
What's that?
Purity seals.
Yeah, purity seals
Like
are good.
I've actually missed painting them on with Guardsmen.
Oh, my one of the people I play with a lot, he plays sisters, and they've got purity seals out the arse. Sometimes quite literally.
Yeah. But that's sisters.
Yeah.
You expect that from them. But there's just nothing with them on for the guard.
Yeah. They're not pure.
They are pure. Pure fucking balls of steel.
Balls of steel.
Oh, I'm sorry. You have to be genetically engineered super soldiers with a 1% success rate in your recruitment practices in order to fight demons. Yeah, I was in a factory 3,000 light years away. I was given the las gun and I'm doing a better job than you are.
Sounds
sorry,
like
Space Marines,
heresy,
but-
boys.
Sorry, Space Marines, but the guard actually work for a living.
Who are they trying to convince, and why don't Chaos have Sisters of Domination?
Because very few sisters have fallen to chaos. It's not unheard of, just very rare.
Hey? Desperately trying to tidy this model up because I didn't half make a fucking mess of it before.
Ooh. Keep forgetting how tall that fucking stand is when it's got a model on it. I'm gonna have to do something radically different when it comes to painting the blade guard,
Okay.
because the blade guard have always been they're either the same chapter colors or they're completely different. Mainly look at the Dark Angels.
Yeah.
But what I've been doing is I've been doing so the soul triggers that I'm painting are purple with bone as a secondary color and gold as a tertiary.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, like, do I want to do bone armor for the Space Marine, for the Blade Guard, except the helmets, which I'll do purple again? Or do I do them like the Ultramarines Blade Guard, which are the same colours as the rest of the chapter, just with a lot more sort of detail and adornment?
What a question.
It is. It's one that's sort of been tickling my brain for a little bit.
Right, I'm going to do something that could ruin the model. I'm glad I fucking did that, Jesus. This dry brush has still got some green paint in it, and I was about to do some flash. It was about to get turned into an orc.
No bueno.
No, I need a different dry brush. Where is it? I've got some. That's one. It's a bit big, but it'll have to do. I need this to be really fucking dry. I should do it.
This is a tropical forest, a rainforest, the richest habitat on Earth. Although they cover just 7% of the world's land area, jungles play
I need more paint on this.
the health
It's a
of the planet.
balancing act, man.
Across the world, we are losing tropical forest at the rate of nearly 15 million hectares every year. And with it, the planet's treasure trove of diversity. Jungles store and capture more carbon than any other habitat on land. They cool our planet, provide food and medicines. We lose them at our peril.
Come on, need to get this right. Okay, that's good. Okay. Need to tidy the skin up a little bit, and then I think I'm done, honestly. What's your model coming on?
Yeah, it's doing alright. Keep the helmet, the arms, of the pauldrons, the chapter colour, keep the body as a separate colour. I could do, but then I'm worried that might be complicating it a bit too much, because the sergeant helmets for my intercessors I'm doing bone instead of purple. So I kind of wanted like the reverse of that almost. Is what I was thinking, but I'm open to suggestions.
I think the seniority should be indicated by codpiece size.
I am not green stuffing giant cod pieces on my Marines.
How dare you?
Who do you think I am, the Emperor's Children?
You just don't want it enough, man. You just don't want it enough.
I don't want giant cod pieces.
Yet I'm
Right.
No Space Marines are supposed to be kind of knights in some form or another, or at least embody some aspect of like medieval knights.
entire ecosystem.
But I'm not judging a man's Space Marine status by how big he decides to make his codpiece.
Right. I think I'm done.
Nice.
So, I will show off mine. This is the face is a little bit not sure yet.
Yeah, but painting faces on minis is always a struggle.
Yeah, but can you see where I'm coming from with the ball, the magic ball?
Yes.
Yeah, I've got the yeah, it looks a bit, sorry, my hands are shaking. You can see it's got a bit of a glow to it, and then it goes into sort of weird and wonderful colours coming out of the hand. Purples and blues. But yeah, so she's got a purple, sorry, I'm trying to figure out which direction stuff's coming from. Got a purpley cloak with a bit of blue in there, and yeah, black hair and a stick, and he's slightly terrified that she might explode herself. That's kind of what I was going for. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, it works.
Yeah, it works well enough. Yeah. Do you want to? Are you finished for the day, or do you want to carry on?
I mean, if you want to wrap it up here, you can. Because the other thing I'm going to be doing is just sort of... I've got to go through the whole black, grey, blue, purple dry brush process with like arms and gubbins, which is a pain at the best of times.
All right. Well, in that case, show what you've got so far.
So I've taken this guy from Black Primer.
Nice.
I'm actually quite shocked. You can actually see where the dry brushing is, even though the light's not been diffused.
Yeah.
You can see it around the rim up here, and on the edges of the armor.
Rim.
Rim.
Nice.
But yeah, so I need to go back and obviously clean up and do more details. And yes, I do sub-assembly because I hate myself.
I mean,
mainly because
I sprue paint, so I can't judge.
yeah. Well, the thing is that like a lot of the Marines I've been painting were already assembled when they were given to me.
Yeah.
So I've found it a struggle to get into all the cracks and whatnot and the little gubbins areas when I need to.
All right.
So it's always been so doing it this way, I know I can get the coverage that I want on the models.
So, should we have a little look at the Discord?
It does make it cleaner, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it
so
can do.
Malik's next project that he put in here was Simian Minions. So, Planet of the Apes. Very nice.
Yes. Probably turn them into Tower Auxilia quite easily, couldn't you?
Maybe. I don't know. But next we have we've got Badger, who's done more of his Cult of the Tyranid.
Thank you for the follow, Jamadog. I probably butchered that pronunciation, and I'm so sorry.
Go with your Blake 7 stuff. Nice. Orc Monkey has done. This is the first model in a few weeks. He's been avoiding it.
Yeah.
He's been addicted to Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 apparently. So this is the first model in a few weeks from him, and it looks very nice.
Yep, Black Templar's Emperor's Champion.
Yeah, on a desert world by the looks of it.
This tactical rock.
Yeah, we've had some discussions after last week. Some Angry Marine Launcher Mark IV. The patented weaponry from the...
Maximum fuck.
yeah. That's the Bane Blade. It is the Bane Blade! And yeah, someone was asking about the Vindicator, which I did weeks and weeks ago now. And I think that's it.
Yeah, well, somebody was asking, did you ever finish it? And you did.
I did. Photographic evidence. And yeah, this is the model I did last week, which was, I honestly think it's the best model I've ever painted. Really nice. Really nice. Did enjoy that. Anyway, so that's our Discord. If you do enjoy posting at people and showing off your painting skills, do join our Discord. I will put a link to it in the old chat. And yeah, it's ordered. And Bullbot will provide. Oh no, it won't, because I didn't press enter. I pressed everything but enter. There you go.
Well done.
Yes. So it's been a pleasure, sir.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you for being here.
Yes, I will put me back on main cam so you can see me. There we go. Oh. Right. So, would you like to tell the ladies and gentlemen what you're going to be up to this week?
I'll be back on my bullshit in BattleTech. We are close to the end now. We've only got like 600 and something days left of the career mode.
Nice.
Even though I've only been doing one day of BattleTech a week, I'm genuinely quite surprised that it's taken nearly a year to get here.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's unless you're streaming like 8 hours on that day, it does take a while.
It honestly sort of depends on the battle length. So sometimes within like a 3-4 hour stream, I could crank out like 6 to 8 missions.
Yeah.
Or some of them it's like, fuck me, that was a hard fight. It's been 3 days in game. I spent an hour and a half in that one mission.
Oh man.
You know.
Yeah.
It really sort of depends, but that's the nature of playing modded BattleTech. So.
It is.
But yes, but after that, when that's eventually finished, in like 6 months' time, it will be what's it called? Hang on.
Is it another mech game?
No.
Ooh.
It is King Arthur Knight's Tale, where you play as Mordred.
Mordred or Mildred?
Mordred.
Mordred.
Yeah, so in the legend it's Mordred, who is Arthur's half-brother, I think.
I had no idea.
Ends up... Well, he's the one that inflicts the mortal wound on King Arthur and kills him.
Yeah.
But in this, it's sort of flipped. Like, you're trying to kill... If I'm remembering it correctly, as Mordred, you're trying to kill King Arthur so he can resurrect to be the king he's supposed to be, because he's gone mad.
Right. Sounds interesting.
But it's like a turn-based RPGs thing.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we'll get to that in like 6 months, I think. At some point.
Yeah. Well, I started my BattleTech run on Sunday last week. So I'll be getting back to that this Sunday. My commander, Rub with double B, McClitoff, she is going to be continuing with McClitoff's Molestinators, and we will be destroying our way across clan space. Yes.
Oh dear.
Yes.
What a name.
I know. On Saturday, I'll be playing some Psychonauts. Hopefully, we'll be finishing that one. That's been quite a fun one. Been very interesting, very weird.
Nice.
Monday, if we're all free, I think a bit of Medieval Dynasty is on the cards.
Yes.
Yeah, and we'll see what happens tomorrow.
I won't be streaming that one, but I'll be on Bula's stream.
Yes.
So I'll be playing with Bula, but I personally won't be live. Bula will be, but I won't.
Yes. So you have to come over here if you want to see that. And yes. I'll see what happens tomorrow. I may or may not be too tired to stream. But anyway, I released a new song today. What a put
You
that.
did.
Want to plug that. And another song is coming very soon because I was before the stream today absolutely engrossed with that, and it's close. It's close. Yeah, go to
But it was so engrossed in making it that he almost forgot to undercoat his model
Yeah,
before stream.
yeah. So head over to my SoundCloud or Bandcamp, whichever your preference is, and have a listen to that. All right. Everything's
Alrighty.
good. Thank you very much, Cornish, for joining us, and we shall return.
Yes, I'll see you Monday, maybe, if not next Wednesday.
We'll be back this time next week for more Warhammer painting.
Right, cheerio.
Ta-ra.
Bye.